Northwest London's favourite son, Audley Harrison. He's in California at the moment, and he's still got his eyes on our titles. His crazy decade, it has to be viewed that way. Even he would laugh. What a mad decade. He came, he saw, he conquered. He won the Olympic gold medal. He had our hearts and minds. He was all over the place. He was here, he was there. He lost a couple of fights, he came back, and now, in my opinion, he's getting more and more serious as time goes on. And it was announced today that Audley will fight London-based Pole Albert Sosnowski for the European heavyweight title. April the 9th and Ali Pally was mentioned, but those dates could change. Perhaps Audley will know for sure. And by the way, that is a real fight in the real direction. I'm delighted to say that the first guest tonight is Big Audley on the phone from California. First of all, good afternoon, Aud.
Hey, good afternoon.
Aud, can I ask you this? It is going to be Sosnowski, yes?
Yeah, it's going to be a Sosnowski, the big pole.
He is a big
strong
lump.
pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, great opportunity for me. I mean, you know, everyone saw what he done last year to Danny Williams, and you know, I saw him beating my old foe
Vidos.
In December. So obviously, you know, fit, strong. He's had more fights than me. He's had 48 fights, and so it's going to be a real challenge. You know, definitely, this is not an easy fight for me, but this is the kind of door that I need to be walking through. And obviously, European champion opens a lot of doors for me. So it's something that got plenty of time to prepare. And, you know, no excuses. I'm going there 100%, and I know I have to rip that title away from him.
Now, I know I've asked you in the past, Aud, when it was leading up to the Sprott fight or the Williams fight or the whatever fight, I've said, is this the most important fight of your life? But I'm going to ask you it again, because I think this is really the most important fight so far of your professional career.
Oh, definitely, 100%. I mean, you know, it's like every time I fight, a lot of the times I fight, my back's against the wall, like prize fight. You know, if I lost the prize fight, it was retirement.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like every time I'm at the door, it's like it's a big deal. You know, it's last chance saloon every time I come into the country. So, but this one is reason why it's so important for me, because this is for me. You know, this ain't about me trying to like convince anybody. This is for me personal. Because win the European champion, then my David Hay, the Klitschko's, everyone's in my sights, and no one can say it's a delusion. You know, once I'm a European champion, that reality, my reality, which is my dream to be a heavyweight champion in the world, becomes a reality. It's really close. So it's like, for me, this is the closest I've been in a long time, since really 2004, when I left the country. I'm beating 17-0, where it's kind of like, even though I've done I've signed up with Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. This is the time where I really feel like, you know, my mojo's back, mentally, physically, everything else. I'm just like, everything's right. 2010, I really feel like this is the time where I'm going to be able to come back and rise back to the top. Because you remember, when I won the Olympics, 2000, it's a long time ago, sure. But you remember, A-Force Promotions. You know, it was a leading cutting edge. You know, now we've got Haymaker, we've got Hatton Promotions, Kawasaki,
Calm Promotions. Yeah.
Right, so you get me. You know who's the leading light, and obviously I kind of fell away from it in the ring.
Took a lot of stick.
You know, I've been buried down. I've been buried down under the rubble. That's fair enough. I've been buried down, but you know, I've always kept my belief that, you know what, I'm going to find a way. People said, you're dreaming, but you know what? I said, yes, I can. And now it's closer than ever. So, you know, I'm still saying it. In 2010, when I say, yes, I can, people need to think about it and say, you know what, why not? Why not Audley Harrison? You know, rather than saying, he's crazy, he's delusional, he ain't going to do it. Why not get behind it? Get behind me, 2010. I'm fighting a Polish guy who lives in England. His name's Albert Sosnowski, strong as an ox. I heard he packed out the place, so you know, a lot of Polish fans are coming.
Your call was staggered.
Right, so... You know what I mean? I'm expecting the London crew to come out and get behind me, because whatever you think, you get me. It's still, no one can take away what I've achieved, what I'm thinking to achieve, and I hope we have a packed house, and people see Audley Harrison get back on the trade.
And the fans did come out. I mean, the prize fighter at the Docklands, which you won, 3 fantastic performances, a series of, you know, great finishes. Let's get it right. And they came out then. And did you sense something in the air that night, Audley? Because I did. I'm not loading the bases. I did. I sensed there was a little bit of love back in the air for you.
Yeah. You know what? The funny thing is, I was just at ESPN show on Friday here with Layman Brewster, James Tony, all of us went down there, and I was doing an interview, and a couple of Brits and the guys would say, why do they give you such a hard time in England, like the guy who was interviewing me,
Yeah.
and 2 British guys were in the crowd, and they came over and said, "Hey, Audley, we want to do your autograph. Well done on the prize fight." You know, really give me a lot of love. And I said, listen, every time I see British fans, that's the kind of love I get.
Yeah.
I've never had a negative experience
From
still
fans?
today with any of the fans. So I don't really care what the critics say because the fans are still behind me. They're still saying, Audley, go for it. We believe in you. Every time I see the British fans, they're on my side. Forget the internet and those little forum blogs, those little critics who don't have no sense. I'm talking about the general public are still behind me because you know what? What am I? I'm a guy who's from Britain, won a gold medal, said I'm going to be in the world title. I haven't done it yet. But you know what? Despite all the adversity, all my setbacks, I've still stuck to the course and said, you know what? I'm going to persevere. I'm going to overcome adversity. I'm going to find a way to do it. And that's something that people should be encouraging. That's something that people should be celebrating because I ain't over yet. And now, on April 9th at Ali Pali, which is where I boxed the last pole, Thomas Bonnin, my 17th fight, I'm going to get an opportunity, a real opportunity.
To gate crash that world scene proper.
It's really,
the right
really
way.
Exciting. Yeah. It's really exciting, and it's and listen, the prize fighter, no one gave me anything. I had to go there and earn it. You know, and it's like this fight here, the guy that I'm fighting, I'm gonna have to go there and earn it. He ain't gonna give me anything. And in all
fairness with Sosnowski, Audley, if Sosnowski beats you on points, okay, you know, because you've proved you can go 12 rounds and win fights, and you've proved you can go 12 rounds and lose fights. I'm thinking about the Danny Williams fight, the hard fight against what's his name, Dominic Gwynn, all that type of stuff. I know it was only 10 rounds, and this guy can go the distance. If he were to beat you, I'm asking you, it's not a situation of I've got to retire now, is it? As opposed to prize fighter was like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, but this is the door. No excuses.
Okay.
I'm being real serious with you, Steve. This is the door. I cannot go to this fight and not raise my hand. So you know the kind of mentality that I'm going into this ring with.
Championship mentality.
I have to get my hand raised no matter what. You know what I mean? It's like 2010, I intend to be back into the mix in terms of David Haye, the Klitschko brothers. And the only way I'm going to do that is to go in that ring and take his belt from him. And it's going to be a tough night. You know, I expect it's going to go long. And I expect I'm going to have to really be on my A game. But you know what? I've got plenty of time to do it. Yeah. And like, come off the hour, come off the man. You know, you're going to see that, you know, I've still got it. At 38, people think I'm at my weakest, and I'm actually at my best. Yeah. You know, I turned professional at 29, still had lots to learn. You know, I had all the confidence, all the arrogance. But I know how to fight now.
You certainly did it your way.
I know how to fight. Yeah, I've done it my way, and you know what? It hasn't gone my way because of the way I wanted to do it. I was an innovator. You know, I got brought down, and it's like what people need to realize is that most of my problems, unfortunately for me, has happened out of the ring. Yeah. And I broke down, and I was weak. You know, but it affected my fights. You know, but you know what? I've matured. I was able to grow and become a man. And you know what? I'm 38 years of age, and I'm ready. You know, and I've still got a couple of years left in this business. So you're going to see the best of me this last phase.
Well, listen, I hope so. Oh, listen, this fight's a long way off, but in April when you come over, can we get you on here again about 10 days before the fight, something like that? Is that possible?
Steve Bunce, it will be my pleasure.
All right, Audley Harrison, thanks for spending some time with us today. Say hello to your family out there, and we'll see you when you get back.
Steve, don't forget the slogan now. When he says yes, he can, you say, why not?
Why ever not?
You get me? Get behind him on Twitter. Get behind him on Facebook, because Audley Harrison is coming back 2010 strong and ready like Freddy.
Audley, you've turned the clock back. That's Audley Harrison in 2010. That sounds like Audley Harrison in 2000. He fights big Paul Albert Sosnowski on April the 9th for Ali Pali. And he's right, that won't just be a sellout. It will be a crazy, atmospheric, mad sellout, because the Polish fans will be there, and Audley's, I tell you what, as he called them, Audley's boys, they'll show. That will be some special night. Book that one off, fellas and ladies. It's not to be spent with the kids or the in-laws. That's a night for us to go and have a little bit of fun. Now,